he's a team player, but ultimately you're judged on goals, and he looks a bit lacking in confidence, and he needs service. He's not the type of striker that makes things happen on his own very often. But yeah, it's a big call choosing him tonight. It's a big game for him because he's got now great options on the bench. Moreno can play up there, scores. Jesus, Havertz is back on the bench, so he's got to start performing.
We're just looking at the tifo that has been unveiled, and it's Chelsea FC, King of Clubs, with all the trophies that they have won on the huge tifo that they have unveiled. With Gyökeres, Danny, there are 33 strikers that have played 500 plus minutes or more in the Premier League. When you rate Gyökeres for possession loss rate, well, he's 33rd for that, 31st for passes completed, 30th for dual success, 28th for aerials dual won. I mean, just in those stats alone, you think he's not really cutting the mustard. Is it because in some ways the Premier League is just a tough league to come into and he's still got to have time to adjust to it? Or he should have adjusted by now?
Yeah, no, I think you've got to give everybody a little bit of adjustment time, depending on what league they're coming out. But he's not a young boy anymore, and he did play in the Championship, so he understands the physicality. And also, when you put those numbers into reality, he's playing in one of the best teams in Europe. Those numbers should be higher. And ultimately, I'll tell you, if he doesn't improve soon, he won't be in the team. And they've got some huge games coming up, and the games will get bigger and more important as the season goes on. So this next few weeks is big for him, really big.
Yeah, and with Jesus and Havertz, and as you say, Moreno as well, all available, it does make it a highly competitive spot in this Arsenal team. The teams, though, have made their way out of the tunnel then. Ahead of the is alongside Sam Matterface.
Thank you, Natalie. Yes, good evening, everyone. They've pulled out the tifo and the flags in the Matthew Harding end tonight in honour of welcoming the boy from Wandsworth. Now, there was an era in which a trip to Stamford hinged by Hazard, gutted by Giroud in Baku, but it's been 4.5 years since Chelsea beat Arsenal in any competition. In Liam Rossigna, a cup semi-final against a team that are not only currently the top team in London, but the country and in Europe too. Arsenal are strategic, methodical and efficient, unbeaten since Aston Villa stunned them with a late goal in early December. Since with that, all 4 prizes remain up for grabs for now. Here are the two teams, starting with Chelsea. Significant keeper, Champong, Chalobah, Fofana and Cucurella, with Esteval, João Pedro and Neto behind Mark Guiu in attack. Arsenal start with Kepa Arrizabalaga in goal. He was a 3-time FA Cup runner-up with Chelsea and twice a League Cup runner-up with the Blues. In all, he won 4 major trophies whilst at Stamford Bridge. He makes his 5th appearance in the Arsenal goal tonight. White, Saliba, Gabriel, Timber are the back 4. Zubamendi, Ødegaard and Rice, Saka, Gyökeres and Trossard are the 3-pronged attack. Now, before we start, Chelsea will honour the memory of the former manager and player Eddie McCreadie, who died yesterday at the age of 85. A minute's applause, black armbands on. Hailed by Tommy Docherty as Europe's best left-back, McCreadie managed Chelsea to promotion during a period of financial difficulty and has a 70 FA Cup.
We offer our sincere condolences to God Miller, the rest of his family and friends. There will now be a moment of applause that will begin and end with the sound of the referee's whistle.
We love a derby on TalkSport, and this is huge, and so is Saturday's massive Manchester mashup between United and City. Our 250th commentary of the season sees Michael Carrick take charge of United, and was I distracted by the Timber has gone in on Chalobah. I think the ball has cannoned off Chalobah, and it's going to go out actually for a corner kick over on the far side. Rice is going to take it, and Chelsea have to defend the first corner of the game. We know how effective Arsenal have been from set pieces. 17 set-piece goals. Liam Rosenior scoffed at the suggestion that they were set-piece FC, but they're certainly a powerful weapon, that is for sure, and Chelsea will hope to defend them better than Portsmouth did at the weekend. Rice to deliver the first, and they have a lead, and the answer to the question, could they defend it better than Portsmouth at the weekend, is absolutely no. It's scandalous defending from Chelsea, effective from him. Neto eventually gets hold of it in front of Trossard. Back to Sanchez. Look to go long or into midfield and find Estevao, just dropped in and picked the ball up and now travels with it. So good at carrying the ball, but he was immediately sandwiched between Zubamendi and Trossard, and it's spilt back into Saliba, and then it goes all the way back to the goalkeeper, Kepa Arrizabalaga.
It was actually good play from Estevao, coming off that right-hand side into central area. He's got a lovely little turn, and Zubamendi read it beautifully.
Now we welcome listeners from Sirius XMFC tonight, joining us live from Canada and the United States of America as Chelsea come forward with Enzo Fernandez, edge of the box, right-footed shot, just a little bit too telegraphed, I think, that one. He could see where the ball was going from the moment it left his boot, Kepa, and he went diving to his right and made an easy save.
Yeah, it was unlike Arsenal, that sloppy giveaway in the defensive third, trying to play out. It was a flippant ball round the corner and got cut out. Not one of Fernandez's best, because we know he's decent from there. He does score a few goals. He's been on a good run of form recently.
Yeah, top scorer and driving force behind the team, really. 3 goals in his last 4 appearances. He's hit a bit of a purple patch. 8 goals for the season so far for Enzo Fernandez, but didn't really test Kepa Arrizabalaga there. And Chelsea now building up inside the centre circle. Goes back to Fofana, who's 10 yards outside the box, and then the press is on, and Santos is being harassed by Rice, and he didn't deal with the ball properly. He's put Fofana into a bit of bother. He takes it from the left fullback position into Neto. Neto's trying to get rid of it. It hits Saka's hand, goes out for a throw-in, and Chelsea try to get it forward. They take a quick throw into Cucurella through Guiu, and he picks it up, left-footed drive, blocked by Saliba, and it comes back out to Chalobah, who beats Gyökeres to the ball. Achampong deals with it well, plays it infield. Bit of room for Andre Santos, who leaves it for Enzo Fernandez, who's in the midpoint of the Arsenal half. He finds Esteval. He travels in from the right side. It's away by Timber, but only as far as Fernandez. A bit of Chelsea pressure for the first time after 13 minutes. Achampong again, using the ball well. Into Esteval, and then Fernandez stepped over it, hoping that Cucurella would be there, but Saka was instead, and his ball forward doesn't reach Gyökeres, and Chelsea pick it up on the edge of their own box. Here's Danny Murphy.
Better from Chelsea, strung a few passes together, got the ball out wide, they were probing. Two great bits of defending from Timber against Esteval though. One was a block on the edge of box, next one was tracking his run and making him play backwards. So sharp, Timber, when he's defending one-on-one. It feels like he's comfortable against anybody with the pace and his intelligence, of course. That positional play he's got, whether he's on the left or the right, such a good player.
Arguably one of the best £38 million signings that I've seen in a long time.
Yep.
Here
Absolutely.
is Trossard being aggressive to Chalobah and forcing Chalobah into an error. It's won by Timber, slides it immediately into Gyökeres, keeps hold of the ball that time, guides it to Timber, and it goes back to Rice. 1-0 to Arsenal, 14 gone. This is Talk Sport. Arsenal not at their best in the first half at Fratton Park on Sunday, not at their best in the second half in the game against Liverpool, but their base level is so rock solid. And as they showed at Fratton Park, they have the weapons from the bench that underscores the fact that they really do have an Arsenal. Here is Ødegaard, who's picked up his performances in recent weeks. His return from injury has coincided with some better performances as well. Into Saka, trying to get it away from Cucurella. Saliba, beautiful ball down the line, and Zubimendi is trying to release Gyökeres, who takes it inside the penalty area, tries to turn, but he can't take on Achampong. Now he squeezes a shot away, and it goes out off the youngster and out for a corner after missing the post by about 3 yards.
Well, it all started with a great run from central midfield into a right wing position from Zubimendi. Ben White found him, and then Zubimendi tried to play one early, didn't quite get into Gyökeres' path. It kind of just went behind him, so he couldn't hit it first time. I still think he could have got a shot off a little bit earlier than he did, but really good counter from Arsenal, that was.
Is it fair to say that when he sometimes gets into those positions, he almost takes a little bit too long to turn?
And get his feet sorted out. The touch is the key. If you get your first touch right. On that occasion, I thought the ball was a little bit behind him. Difficult one.
Here's the corner, which should panic Chelsea from the near side. Remember, they conceded from the first one of the game. 16 minutes in now, they trail by a goal to nil. Ben White's already scored, and Saka is delivering another ball under the goalkeeper, who doesn't get hold of that either. And Enzo Fernandez clears, and Simon Hooper is the referee today, by the way. Gets to Sanchez's rescue, and it's going to be a free kick on the edge of the 6-yard box to Chelsea.
Yeah, game's just starting to settle down a little bit now. Arsenal will be delighted. Absolutely been given a gift in the early part of this game. Means you can breathe and just keep the ball a little bit without having to worry too much about trying to go and score another one. But they're pressing really well, Arsenal, when Chelsea trying to play out. They've gone a bit longer there, that's better.
Touch from Guiu, though, gives it straight back to Arsenal. Timber only finds a Champong into Esteval. Esteval takes it into the centre. Chelsea fans starting to taunt the Arsenal fans after they gave them a little bit from the other end. The Arsenal fans in the shed end away to our left, taking up most of the shed end actually today. A higher allocation in the Carabao Cup. Here is Rice down the left-hand side, cutting in on his right foot, looks up, leaves Esteval on the floor as Trossard joins the attack, and he beats Andre Santos with relative ease, gets to the byline, then tries to take him on again. Trossard still holding onto the ball well, and then Timber takes over, feeds it to Rice, and then Rice, keeping the ball high up inside Chelsea territory, just keeps the pressure on with a ball back to Gabriel. Saliba on the centre circle, Out to White, and now on to Saka. Into White again. He flicks it beautifully into the inside right channel. Gyökeres comes foraging for it. Gets it back to Saka. Saka moves it infield. And now it's a chance for Saliba to continue to keep the ball moving for Arsenal, who are coming forward now with Rice. They just keep the ball so well. They hold on to possession with command.
They've got great movement, Sam, as well. I'm just watching Odegaard. He doesn't stop moving. Exactly what you should be when you play in that position. I had a brief spell playing a few months there once, and I really enjoyed it. But you've got to stay on the move. You've got to keep finding the space and giving you, even under pressure, you've got to receive it, bounce it, and his fitness levels and his ability, even without the ball on the press, he's probably their best trigger for that as well.
I think Chelsea will miss Caicedo tonight. He's picked up more cards this season than a professional poker player, but there's no doubt that Rossini's midfield are going to miss him. Such a good ball winner.
How can you not? How can you not? Especially when you're coming up against the level of player they are. Declan Rice and Zubimende, you know, two of the best in Europe. So, well, of course, we've just mentioned Odegaard as well, but Caicedo's a massive miss. Throw in Reece James, throw in Palmer, throw in Delap, and all of a sudden, you know, you're asking a lot of this group.
Foul by Guiu, who's again a little bit over-aggressive in his exchanges with Gabriel. Arsenal 6 points clear at the top of the Premier League. There's an aura and an intensity about Mikel Arteta's team this season. I think it reflects their hunger to get the job done. Here is Rice just dropping into midfield, fires it back to Arrizabalaga, who's on the edge of the 18-yard box. We played 19 minutes at Stamford Bridge on this Wednesday night in West London, and it's 1-0 to Arsenal. Esteval getting back to help out his defence, and he is adjudged to have won that fairly from Trossard, and he releases João Pedro, we haven't seen too much of in the early exchanges. He picks it up right side, looks to try and feed it into the box. It's a deep cross towards Pedro Neto. He's too diminutive to get on the end of that. It flies over his head and goes out for a goal kick.
It's unlucky, actually, from João Pedro's decent spot. Neto on the back post. The problem Chelsea have got, when Arsenal press them really hard and really high, if the keeper wants to go long, they've got no one who's quicker than the defenders are up against. Neto and Ben White may be a good race, but Timber's as fast as Esteval, and Guiu isn't as strong as Gabriel and Saliba. So if it does go up to Guiu, he's struggling to get hold of it, and he can't play it long enough to get in behind Ben White or Timber. So when they go long, they lose possession as well. So that's why they're probably trying to play out so much.
TalkSport on a Wednesday night. Arsenal, the set-piece kings, lead via a goal from a corner kick. They scored it in the first 7 minutes of the game. Ben White with his first goal for 2 years. He only ever seems to score against Chelsea. Here's Fofana, moving the ball out towards João Pedro. He was under pressure there, was Palmer, and then as Saliba played that against João Pedro, it goes out for a throw, and it was the right decision despite the protest from the Brazilian. In it goes to Odegaard, under pressure from Enzo Fernandez. The ball spills out towards the near side. Good trick from João Pedro to bring the ball upfield. Arteta screaming at his team to get back and help defend. João Pedro is crunched from behind by Saliba. That's going to be a free kick to the touchline, about 15 yards inside opposition territory. St Mirren have had a goal disallowed in the game with Hearts, who are top of the Scottish Premiership tonight. Here it's 1-0 to Arsenal. Away from home in the first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. Esteval made a good run through the middle of the pitch, but it's gone wide out to a Champong instead. Chelsea trying to retain possession, but a Champong almost ran into trouble there because he went backwards and ended up meeting with Leandro Trossard.
He did well, actually, recovering. He had no options. He looked up and then he tried to come back, and he was getting pressed really well.
He's a good player, actually.
Yeah, he is.
Good young player, a Champong. I think he'll end up in the middle of the defence eventually, but he's not doing too bad at right back. Here comes Neto in the left wing position, sliding the ball into the area. Not the most precisest of footballs, and it's cleared away by Rice and out for a throw-in.
He didn't have many options, Sam. Great play from Neto down the left, but when he looked up, there was only Guiu in the box, so he tried to pull back. Declan Rice was in what you call a perfect position defensively for a central midfielder, just on that line there, just getting inside the box as the pullbacks come in. It's brilliant from Rice.
Really good defending from Rice. I just wonder whether or not sometimes Pedro Neto can just have that extra bit of aggression and gamble a little bit more. Here is Esteval down the right side. Ball cannons back to Santos. Enzo Fernandez out to the left. João Pedro falls over and gives it away, and now Saka races up to the halfway line on the counter-attack. He looks to release Gyökeres, but Gyökeres can't outpace Chalobah, who nudges it towards the near side. Gyökeres eventually goes to forage and receive it, but Chelsea snuff out any potential danger.
Yeah, he doesn't quite have that pace to outrun people. It was a poor choice from Saka because he knows Chalobah's quicker than Gyökeres, and it was a straight ball. It wasn't a great ball.
Chelsea defensively have really got to tighten up a little bit. They haven't kept a clean sheet in any of their last 8 games now. They do always seem to score. They've registered in 29 of their last 30 games. The scoring against Arsenal is not always easier. I mean, it's got a little bit easier over the course of the last few weeks. Some of their defensive standards have just slightly slipped. But
although they haven't had a settled back four for quite a while, have they?
I was about to say, they haven't fielded their first choice back four since before November's international break. Enzo Fernandez, and it's on Ødegaard, 7 yards outside the box, wide on the left, so a chance for Arsenal to create something from yet another set piece. Declan Rice taking over.
We can see the technical areas from where we are. I know Rosenya's been told off about 6 times by the 4th official for being outside of his box.
Has he? That's usually the preserve of Mikel Arteta.
I know, that's what I was thinking. It's ironic.
But I've got to be honest, there are some technical areas that are bigger than others, and Chelsea's is one of the smallest.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter how big they are, they still go out of them, don't they?
Yeah.
It's like I've got to leave this box. That's the way they think.
You feel like you're in sort of technical jail.
Yeah.
Ødegaard to take the free kick over on the far side. 24 gone, TalkSport at Stamford Bridge. Arsenal on the attack, looking to double their advantage. Ball into the near post, missed by Champong. Comes back to Zubimendi on the volley. It's over the top of the crossbar from him. And then
poor
Chelsea
from
get a little
Ødegaard.
bit of a let-off.
That was a real let-off because it was unlike him. It was a really poor free kick in, but they got a lucky bit of it was poor clearance or deflection. Ends up, I think it was Zubimendi who fires it over with a volley.
Yeah.
Expect better there from Ødegaard.
Oh dear. Robert Sanchez trying to give the ball to Gyökeres inside his own 6-yard box. Never a sensible thing to do.
The thing is with this, Sam, this is something the manager has worked on with them. They're not going to be doing it off their own back. This is how he wants to play, that's fine, but I've always said it, and I will always say it's about variation, understanding the game. Too many times they got away with it there, playing out. So it's a foul on João Pedro from Zubimendi, but too many times they've tried that. They've got to do the other as well, even if they lose it up this way, because you can then win second balls and get up the pitch.
And the other thing is you've got to put a little bit of seed of doubt into Arsenal. If they're overcommitting players pressing up the top edge of the pitch, then you can try and beat that press and have gaps to run into the other side.
Exactly. But this is where I always say that, experience and age and wisdom in football is a big, big thing.
Enzo Fernandez shrugs off Ødegaard, moves into the centre circle, and then tries to feed it out wide to a Champong, who's seen a lot of the ball in the opening 25 minutes of the game. Back it goes to halfway. Chalobah steers it centrally into the path of Fofana. He gives it away. Arsenal win it back and then promptly give it back to Chelsea, and then Guiu links with Esteval, who immediately sends the ball to a Champong who's in an offside position. He strikes, it's pushed over the top by Kepa Arrizabalaga, and the flag was always going to go up, and it duly does.
But it's tighter than you think, because Ben White was deeper than the other three, and it was much tighter than you think, but I think he probably just was. He did well there, Enzo Fernandez, to wriggle out of that.
Yeah, because he looked for one moment as if he was going to lose the ball in a difficult position.
It's interesting watching Chelsea play, because what's happening is Esteval's drifting into these central areas to get closer to Guiu, and the width is actually coming from Achampong. I'd rather see Esteval out there at times on the ball, who can run at the fullback and just have a bit better end quality, final ball, shot.
Especially when Timber spends most of his time really high up as well.
Yeah.
By the way, tonight when we finish, Jamie O'Hara and Carlton Cole will be taking your calls on the sports bar. Cundy is here, I've seen him, but he's not going to make it back in time, so he'll go to Frankie's instead. I'm sorry, I mean he'll go home instead. But he will, I'm sure, have something to say about the game tomorrow night when he's back on the sports bar. You'll be able to have your say, whatever happens. 03717 22 33 44. And tomorrow morning, when you wake up, Brazil and Gabby back on breakfast. Here are Chelsea coming forward with João Pedro. Good weave to get to the edge of the box. It's fed by Andre Santos into Guiu. Guiu back to Enzo Fernandez. There's space out wide on the right-hand side for Pedro Neto, who's just switched wings momentarily with Esteval. It's Fernandez to João Pedro through the centre of the 6-yard box. There's no one there to tap it home. It trickled through the 6-yard box after Enzo Fernandez had released João Pedro into an inside right position. It drifted through that area of the pitch, and there was no one in blue to finish it off and give Chelsea the equaliser they crave.
Good play from Chelsea. Their best move, really. They were patient, they moved the ball quickly, they switched it, they waited for the space. I think João Pedro, when he got in that inside right position, he's shooting and he mishits it across the 6-yard box. I don't think he meant to do that, but you would expect someone to be going in there at least anyway. I thought it was a shot, mishit shot.
I wonder if Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank would have finished that off.
Oh, smashed it in the bottom corner.
He's joining the boys on breakfast tomorrow morning. Here tonight watching the game, and he will be on the breakfast show tomorrow morning on TalkSport between 6 and 10. Here's Saka holding the ball up after being followed by Marc Cucurella, whose hair seems to be getting a lot longer. It's Ødegaard into the centre, headed away by Chalobah. Snaffled up by Zubamendi. Arsenal leading by 1-0, 29 minutes gone. The red shirts coming forward once again. Lots of blue ones trying to get back and keep them at arm's length. It's only 1-0, and while it's only 1-0, Chelsea will feel that they can drag them by the time they get to the Emirates, because they might have some big players back. It's a bit of a poor challenge by Esteval, but Leandro Trossard has got back up again, and he's received it from Timber inside the area. Jinks past the defender, tries to pull the trigger. It's blocked by Fofana and goes behind and out for a corner. Excellent football from Arsenal, and in particular Leandro Trossard, who has been absolutely superb for Arsenal this season, and that was another example of his ability.
It was a great little move, and Timber was involved as well. The little dummy and the pass. It was a brilliant move. I'm not sure who got the final block, because as Trossard came in, he did another little dummy, just ready to slot it into the corner, and a sliding tackle came over. It was a brilliant bit of defending.
Corner far side, Rice to take it. Saliba with the closest contact towards the goalkeeper. They're a little bit further out from the danger zone than they usually are here, Arsenal, but now they all burst and move towards the back edge of the box. Sanchez reaches his arms into the sky and claims it ahead of Gabriel, and this time he clears it out by bowling it into the path of Enzo Fernandez. 1-0 to Arsenal, half an hour gone. This is TalkSport. Here is Enzo Fernandez travelling down the left side of the centre circle, back to Cucurella, and then into Fofana, and Arsenal just retreat to the halfway line.
It was a big moment, that. I think it might have been Fofana or Chalobah, whoever made that tackle or block, because it looked for a second that he was going to just slot it in that bottom corner, and 2-0 would be a mountain to climb.
Guiu holds it up, but then plays a difficult ball to João Pedro, does manage to utilise it well. Santos plays a very good pass to Enzo Fernandez, who in turn excellently drifts the ball out towards Esteval, down the right side, left-footed drive into the near post, pushed away by Capilarita Balaga to stop a Chelsea equaliser, and his near post is out for a corner.
Well, it's that right-hand side that's causing all the problems. I'm not sure whether they're getting the rotation of Chelsea's players over there sorted, Arsenal, because Timber's marking, 1 minute he's marking Achapong, then he's marking Esteval. Trossard's got to give him a little bit of a hand. Getting outrun over there.
Corner from Enzo Fernandez into the near post, away by Gabriel, comes out on the edge of the area for Cucurella, who threatened to shoot. He heads it goalwards instead, takes a deflection of Zubamendi, and someone, I think, pushed Gabriel in the back. He goes down to ground, and it's going to be a free kick away to our left, and no problems for Arsenal. Bit of a problem for Falkirk, because Celtic have taken the lead at half-time. Nygren with a goal just 2 minutes before the break for Martin O'Neill's team, and it's 1-0 to Celtic, and the chasing Hearts and Rangers above them in the table at the moment. And Celtic will go above Rangers if they get that victory tonight, and they'll be within 4 points of the leaders Hearts, who are currently 0-0 with St Mirren at Tynecastle this evening. Been there, Tynecastle? Neat little stadium, that.
I think I played a pre-season friendly up there, yeah, many years ago. Although it's that long ago, I'm struggling to remember. I think we won, comfortably, but it was. I like the Scottish grounds. I've always enjoyed going up there and playing, and love their football. The atmosphere is always good.
I went up there during a mid-season sort of winter, when they had the winter break, and there was a mid-season week where there was no football. Took the family up there, and me and the little boy, he's only 5 at the time, we decided, while the girls went out for a drink that night, we decided to go to Hearts Celtic. And we sat down in the stadium, and sitting next to me, Sky commentator Rob Hawthorne, who'd done exactly the same as I did.
Wow.
We're all nerds together.
I'm more worried about the choice to take your family to Scotland on holiday, you tight git.
Edinburgh? It's a lovely place, Edinburgh.
Oh, yeah, wonderful. Beach is great there.
It's just a short city break. It's a bit of culture. Edinburgh car, a bit of Cayley. You must have done that.
Oh, yeah, my kids would rather go and see a castle and be on a beach somewhere riding jet skis. Come on.
Well, we're not all as well remunerated as you, Danny. Here is Kefa Arrizabalaga over on the far side. It's a lovely town, Edinburgh. He picks up, forces the ball infield. Rice, back to Arrizabalaga under pressure. It's a good 12 minutes to go before half-time. Down the right it goes. Cucurella with a header into the path of Fofana. And then shielding the ball from Trossard. He almost ends up giving the ball away to Rice, and does Andre Santos. And Ødegaard comes forward, feeds Timber in the left side of the area. He jiggles with it and then feeds it back to Zubimendi, who finds Trossard edge of the box. He exchanges passes and then volleys as it pops up inside the D towards goal, but it's about 2 yards over the top of the crossbar, and it goes out for a goal kick away to our right-hand side. 34 gone. It's Chelsea 0, Arsenal 0. Live on TalkSport. And hold on a second. There's a ball out of play on the near side. Is it come back in again? What's going on here?
They actually got good numbers forward there, Arsenal. It was a good move. They were patient, probably too patient, because I thought a couple of them could have had a chance to shoot, and they kept passing it. And then Trossard actually had a shot when he should have passed it, but good numbers forward, that.
Well, Arsenal scored first, and they have Chelsea right where they want them. They're pressing high up now as Chelsea look to play out from the back. Fofana drops it into Neto, but it was not a great ball. And Ben White manages to get it forward. Then Sanchez is being called by Fofana to come pick the ball up, but he took too long to do so and almost got shut down by Gyökeres. Eventually Sanchez bowls it out into Trevor Chalobah. Chelsea obviously have only had a short amount of time with Liam Rosenior, and they are without some of their main characters in their cast.
Yeah, they've done all right. I think they've done all right.
Can you see what he has tried to sort of infuse into them in those short sessions that he's had?
Yeah, to a degree. I mean, they're trying to play out. They've got this little rotation going on the right more than the left. Esteval coming in and causing a little headache, whether Timber follows him or whether one of the midfield boys picks him up. Acheampong bombing down the right, so it's a bit lopsided at times, but it's more about the mental strength to recover from that early goal. They've done well. They're a young team, and they've just gathered themselves and had some decent moves, some half chances.
Yeah, teenagers on the pitch tonight as well for Chelsea. Esteval is only 18 years of age. Mark Guiu's only 20. Andre Santos has only just turned 21. Played under Liam Rosenior at Strasbourg, didn't he? Acheampong playing at right back tonight, only 19. Here is Gabriel, vastly more experienced, playing the ball into the even more experienced Leandro Trossard. His ball forward is actually easily cut out by Chalobah. It wasn't the best, and then Esteval sees a gap, decides to run through it and does so. Then he fancies chances against Declan Rice down the right-hand side. Cuts in. He's got 3 for company now, Esteval. He's still got hold of the ball. Dazzling and turning. He's sticking to him like glue. He's trying to take the mick out of Trossard. He beats him, gets round the outside, but just runs the ball a little bit too far. It goes out for a goal kick. Esteval is pleading with the assistant on the far side, suggesting there was a nick by Trossard, but he's not going to change his mind. It's out for a goal kick, not a corner.
No, it was good from Esteval, positive and brave. He's playing free, he's enjoying himself. He's causing a real problem because he's drifting. It's obviously a deliberate tactic. Sometimes he's out on the right, sometimes he's in here as a 10. He's really good.
He's a brilliant player, and I maybe got a little bit excited when he first came, but I'd said after watching him for Palmeiras, I believe one day he'll be a Ballon d'Or winner. I think he's got that ability. And I think
big shout.
The way that Chelsea play, I don't think he'll be a Chelsea player forever.
Oh dear, got lucky there, Gabriel.
Ball forward by Trossard into the inside left position, looking for Zubimendi. Fofana comes across and has to dab it out in front of Zubimendi, had made a really intelligent run actually into a vacated position so that there was only him and Saka going forward.
He's done that 3 times, Sam. You know, for a holding midfielder, he's very good at spotting where the space is. Nobody's going to pick me up, I'm gone. Now, he just lacks a little bit of yard there against someone with the pace of Fofana, but what it does is it turns them round.
Just caused Chelsea a little bit of panic, I think. Yeah. Fofana couldn't really do anything else but just nudge it out for a corner, and it gives the impetus back to Arsenal because the ball was at the other end of the field just moments ago. Now they have a corner in front of the Matthew Harding end away to our right. It'll be taken by Declan Rice, who will send it in right-footed. Saliba is in there, so is Gabriel, Timber, White, all round the goalkeeper, surrounding him, smothering him as the ball goes into the near post, flicked away by Chalobah. Collected by Ødegaard on the edge of the box, and they will come again here. Here is Zubimendi, forward into the path of Trossard, then back out wide to Ødegaard, who's ball in towards Gyökeres, is headed, I think, goalwards, but
hit him on the shoulder.
Hit him on the shoulder and ended up spooning out for a goal kick well wide of the upright.
I've been a little bit disappointed down this right side with Arsenal. Saka, we haven't really seen get into the game at all.
Only 1 goal in his last 14 appearances, Bukayo Saka.
Yeah, he's obviously he needs the ball, needs to keep giving him the ball, but the left side has been more productive for Arsenal with Timber and Trossard, that's for sure. And I actually thought Madueke, when he played, I think the Arsenal game, Bournemouth game, he did really well. He looked really sharp.
I tell you what, Chelsea was so lucky there. They played out from the back, kicked the ball out of play because they were struggling to release it upfield. It went out, and another ball came onto the pitch higher up. Now they threw it in quickly, and Gyökeres was basically free inside the penalty area. And the referee had to stop the game because there were 2 balls on the pitch. But if he hadn't have had to do that, Chelsea were banging serious dodge. Just got to make sure they're a little bit more switched on in those circumstances. They've got to be switched on here as Declan Rice looks to toss the ball in from the left side. It's a long throw by him, level with the edge of the area. It goes all the way past Fofana, cleared away by João Pedro, and then Zubimendi picks it up, but it's steered back into Rice's path by Saliba, who then looks up, threatens to shoot, does shoot, right-footed, and hits the roof of the net. Well, he hasn't scored this season, and that would have been some way to open your account for the campaign.
Well, do you know what it was? He's in the inside left position, just on the around the edge of the box, and it felt like the Chelsea boys were saying, go on, then have a shot, because it's you. And he whipped it really right in the top corner. It was a hell of a good effort, but it was laying off him there. Can't let anybody have that much time and space on the edge of the box.
Cucurella trying to fight Ben White to win that ball, which was laid out by Enzo Fernandez as Chelsea were playing out from the back, didn't quite manage it. João Pedro's had to go back into the left full-back position to cover. He hasn't really got any options here, and Ben White squeezing him into the corner. João Pedro trying to get it away, Cucurella trying to help it on. Neto using his body to shield it from Zubimendi, who was holding him, and Chelsea get a free kick.
I think Zubimendi's in disbelief. He had his arms by the side of him, and Neto had hold of his shirt, and he still got the free kick given against him. Rafinha's being told again to get back in his box, and again
he's just having a friendly conversation with the 4th official, isn't he? That's what it looks like. Maybe they're old pals. You think that's Tim Robinson, isn't it, the 4th official tonight, with Chelsea's Wesley Fofana, who guides it back to Robert Sanchez, whose mistake has led to the first goal.
See, there he could have gone long. He's gone short again, but there was a 3v3. You can see it right down in front of us. There's a 3v3 on the halfway line. Why wouldn't you do that now and again? Take the risk.
Here is Neto dropping in, taking the ball beyond Saka and White, and then running laterally, and then he couldn't find the pass to Esteval. He did all the hard work and then couldn't get it to his teammate on the far side of the pitch.
Poor from Trossard, though. He intercepted it with a heavy touch. Great opportunity. Oh!
Talking of heavy touches, Chelsea getting themselves into a bit of dodge with Sanchez and Fofana trying to play out. Almost gave it to Arsenal. They get away with it, and then Trossard has brought down a Champong from behind as he escaped. That's going to be a yellow card. And they've had enough of Esteval as well, moaning and asking for decisions. He's got a yellow card too.
He's been good though, and he did brilliantly again, Esteval. I don't know why he needs to. Hopefully that won't come back to haunt him, but he's the one who's getting on it and making things happen. See Declan Rice just watching him frustrated there. Trossard's got to be careful as well. He's struggling defensively with Achampong. He's quicker than him. He's bombing on all the time. And Trossard's just got to be a bit more proactive than reactive. Find his position a bit earlier so he can see him coming on to him, because he's trying to chase him and he's not as quick as him.
It was a good run from Achampong.
It was. He's done all right.
He's a good player. Here is Enzo Fernandez. He played really well actually during that Conference League campaign last year, gave him a lot of confidence. Here's Enzo Fernandez into the penalty area. Fofana comes back out as far as Esteval. Good ball through the legs of Trossard, sent into the centre by Pedro Neto.
If he had a right foot, he should have hit that. He wasn't comfortable, but he's tried an awkward cross running round it. He's there to be hit, that.
That is a little bit of an issue with him, isn't it? 'Cause
yeah.
That was the reason he gave the ball away when he'd done all the hard work to take on half of the Arsenal midfield, is because he wanted to play the ball out to Esteval with his outside of his left boot instead of just playing the simpler pass with the right foot. Here is White down the right-hand side. Cucurella tries to get the better of Saka, and he does that by taking him out, and he now gets a yellow card. And he's got to be a little bit careful because he was sent off the last time I saw him 7 days ago.
Well, in the league game when they played Arsenal here, he got a yellow against Saka early, didn't he, if you recall? Saka was terrific that game in terms of holding the ball, and I think he ended up setting up the goal as well. But now, it was a silly tackle as well, because he's not really going anywhere if he stays with the run from Cucurella. And now he's got to be one-on-one on occasion with Saka as he gets more tired, and I don't think he's best pleased about that tackle there, Bukayo Saka.
Yep, he's getting gingerly to his feet now. There was always going to be an interesting battle between those two tonight. Rob Sanchez has just put Esteval as the one-man wall on this near side. Ødegaard is around about 16 yards from the edge of the penalty area, level with the right edge of it. He's going to leave it for Declan Rice to try and swing it in behind the Chelsea line, which is 6 yards outside the penalty area. And it's all 10 outfield players basically strung along that line. It's swung in, it's not a great delivery. It comes back out to Ødegaard after being steered away by Achampong. And now Saka goes down, trying to tease past Cucurella, plays it into his midriff. It bounces out of play and away for a set piece to Arsenal. Another corner.
I have to say, I know we talked about Gyökeres before. He's struggled again, hasn't he? It's not really impacting the game. No. We know he's not the quickest and he can't run behind, but he's really looks low on confidence when the ball comes into his feet, and decision making's a bit slow. I feel for him a bit. Only a bit.
Almost a half step behind the action. Here is Saka from the near side to take a left-footed delivery, which will stick under the goalkeeper. Again, he's being smothered. It's in towards that near whistle, and giving a foul this time against Leandro Trossard. Free kick on the penalty spot. 1 minute of added time at the end of the first 45 on TalkSport, with Arsenal leading by a goal to nil. The goal coming after 7 minutes. Scored by Ben White, his first for nearly 2 years. His last goals were against Chelsea in a thumping win. And he scored the first goal of this Carabao Cup semi-final first leg. TalkSport will bring you live commentary of the Manchester derby at the weekend, our 250th commentary of the weekend. And you'll be able to hear that. Mickey Gray, Stuart Pearce, Rashmin Chowdhury and I will be there from 11 o'clock, bringing you all the build-up to Michael Carrick's first game in charge. We've got commentary Leicester at the same time. And Adrian Durham takes you round the grounds from 2:30 on Saturday with Leanne Sanderson and Kevin Phillips, who's been a good addition to our team this year.
I'd be tempted if I was Liam Rosenior to put maybe Neto down the middle second half and bring Garnacho on, so you've just got 3 out-and-out quick players and you can turn them round a little bit more.
Ball sent forward by Arsenal up to Trossard. You'd sacrifice Guiu, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
There's the half-time whistle at the end of quite an interesting first 45 minutes, in which Arsenal took the lead after 7 clicks into the game. The first corner of the match missed by Robert Sanchez, converted by Ben White. Arsenal have won all of their 10 cup ties this season, and thanks to that goal early in the first half, they're 45 minutes away from winning this one too. That Chelsea hot seat might be feeling a little bit warmer at half-time for Liam Rosenior. It is the break, and Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1 is the scoreline.
Sam, thank you very much. Yes, Arsenal then with a slender lead, but the stats read well for the Gunners as well. They've lost just 1 of their last 7 scoring first, and they scored very early on in this one. Let's reflect on that first half, with Danny Murphy then, especially under their new manager, and they've certainly grown in the game.
Yeah, they reacted well actually. Deserve some credit. got some joy down this right, Arsenal's left, Chelsea's right-hand side. Got a nice little bit of rotation going on. Esteval's been terrific. He's done some brilliant things. You can see his real quality. Hard to keep hold of him or get hold of him because he's popping up in these little spaces 1 minute and next thing he's out on the right wing, but he's so sharp and quick. Been a little bit disappointed in Gyökeres and Saka for Arsenal from an attacking perspective. Trossard's had his moments, but even Trossard's been a little bit wasteful. I think Arteta will be giving them a little kick up the backside, let's say, because really, other than the set plays and the one half chance earlier, they haven't really hurt this Chelsea team very often. Chelsea can take a little bit of strength from that first start, that reaction to the goal, and a little bit of positivity, because to get behind this Arsenal back four isn't easy, and they've done it a few times, and they've got themselves in some really dangerous positions. I would think about the young lad replacing him, Guiu. I know he's trying, but physically it's hard on your own against those two, as we talked about before. I'd be looking at maybe getting Neto up there, putting Garnacho on the left, and looking for the pacing behind to play some more balls over the top, because him trying to fight those two is a bit fruitless for them.
I mean, looking at the bench, you mentioned Garnacho there. In terms of any other sort of attacking options, there's Tyreek George and there's also Shin Miyuka, but the last two I've just mentioned there are in particular quite inexperienced, and as you say, when you're coming up against an Arsenal defence that are imperious as they are, you're going to need players who are up for that battle, who are, in that sense, know what it's like to come up against a defence as hard and as tough as Arsenal. Yeah,
Garnacho's got experience, and he's also in that threat, so you wouldn't be losing it on the left. And with Neto, what you'd have is a different problem for the centre halves, because he'd either be dropping in really deep or he'd be spinning in behind. And I just think it would, as you come out second half sometimes and a team's made a different tactical change, well, it's a personnel change, but it would give you different problems. It's like, oh, you're on the back foot, it's like something new. At the moment, it feels like Arsenal, as the half wore on, so I think they could probably start dropping and defending this quite comfortably. I didn't say, I think what Arteta will be angry with and want to fix is the left back side. Not just because of Timber, but mainly because of Trossard, who's not been proactive with his defending, which is unlike him, actually. And let's give Achibong some credit, because he is lightning quick and he's game. He is going. So I think Arteta will tidy that up. I'd be amazed if he didn't second half.
Well, what we have seen is it took a little bit of time, as we mentioned, with Chelsea to kind of get into the game, in the sense that Arsenal went ahead so early on, and Arsenal's defence, they all got back in numbers, as they tend to do. Arsenal really defended well, but as you pointed out, Danny, what was impressive about Chelsea is they persisted, and the sense of they've found eventually ways through. It's just they haven't been able to beat Kepa as of yet.
Yeah, they're trying to play through, and the fans are getting frustrated because on occasion they're giving the ball away, especially early in the game. Sanchez sometimes looks a little bit, his mannerisms is a little bit casual, and they play out. Arsenal really good on the press. I talked about it in the comms. So the fans are getting frustrated, but on the odd occasion they have got through that press. They are out then, and then they've got a real. But we're fortunate high up. We can see here. My thing is that if the goalkeeper was clever, the coach should be seeing it, and the coaches really as well, is that because they're pressing so well Arsenal times, if he mixes it up more, Arsenal are brave. They're leaving 3v3 because they love to go and press. They're comfortable defending man for man. So every now and again, you've got to go and take the risk of the 3v3, because if there's one mistake, you're in. But they haven't done that often enough. If I was Liam Rosenior at half-time, I'd be saying to him, look, let's go long for it. We've got to mix it up more. And take the pressure off the goalkeeper. He can hear the fans on him.
But is that in part then, do you think? Let's assume you were playing in this Chelsea team.
Yeah.
With the experience that you've had. And I know this is the problem, that Chelsea don't have the experience in their team. There's a very young Chelsea side. But if you were in this team, would you not be saying, especially if you were like Enzo Fernandez, the captain?
I'd be going mad.
Yeah. You'd at some point have to say, got to switch it around. We're not getting through. We're finding it difficult to break through the press.
Well, the only caveat to that is if you've got a manager who is so adamant that you continue to do what he asks, that you'll be brought off if you go against it. For example, which sounds a bit extreme, but it does happen. Trust me, I've been in situations where I'm being asked to play a certain way and there's no compromise. I don't think that is the case. I think they're used to playing that way with Maresca. I think he's got to be guided, this goalkeeper, a bit more, because he doesn't look completely confident in making his own choices. I would be saying to him, kick the next 3 or 5, then see if we can play. And try and work it out in your head whether the 3v3's on or whether we've got a chance to play. Because he's played out at times when they're man for man, and you can't do it. You'll get done. I think they could end up, if they keep doing it, they'll lose a goal doing it.
I suppose the message then for Liam Rosenior is they've got to stay in this tie. They've got to at least take it. If they're not going to win it, they can't concede any more.
They've done some good things.
Yeah.
Praise them for that. Make the switch. Go for the 3 pace up top. Not the young guy. I know he's trying, but no, that's not working. And don't risk losing 2 or 3 by making silly errors. Play some long balls. Play for some percentages. Maybe get a set play. Be cute. Stay in the tie. Exactly that. You're spot on.
OK, Danny, we'll have more from you in the second half. But let's bring you in half-time check-in of what's going on in the second semi-final of the Africa Cup of Nations. Who is edging closer to face Senegal in that final? It is half-time. Ian Abrahams.
Morocco 0, Nigeria 0. Morocco better side in the first half with more chances. Brahim Diaz with a curler just wide. Hakimi 20-yard free kick was just over, and Saibari had a shot saved. On the other side of things for Nigeria, Lookman's shot from 25 yards was beaten away. And some bad news for Fulham defender Calvin Bassey. The Nigerian centre-half was booked in the first half, so if Nigeria gets to the final, he will miss it, unfortunately, because of having had 2 yellow cards. Senegal awaiting the final on Sunday. It's Morocco 0, Nigeria 0 at half-time.
Ian, thank you very much. No goals in that one, but there is a goal here at Stamford Bridge, and it's gone the way of the visitors. Arsenal then leading by a 1-0 in the first leg of this League Cup semi-final. The second half to come, live on TalkSport.
Kick off on TalkSport with Ladbrokes. 18+ gambleaware.org.
Jack and Jill went up the hill in their new convertible roadster. The handling was good, and under the hood was a hybrid electric motor. Their new set of wheels came with a great deal thanks to their experience score. They got a better rate because their score was in shape. Now their walking days are no more. Better your Experian credit score to help unlock better rates on car finance. Experian. Better your score, better your story.
Hi babe, what a day. Fancy staying in tonight instead? Mackie's calling my name and I saw you can get £5 off if you spend £20 on the app, so you in? Of course you are. Okay, bye.
Exclusively on the McDonald's app. Save £5 when you spend £20 on food and drink via delivery. T's and C's apply. 18+. Service and delivery fees apply. Valid once per week, 1st to the 31st of January. Participating restaurants, serving times apply.
This January at Morrison's, get freshly cut prices on your veganuary essentials, like aubergines, were 95p each. Now 69p. Or bold beans co queen butter beans, worth £3.25. Now £2.50. That's freshly cut prices at Morrison's.
Morrison's to shop at Morrison's.
Majority of stores, subject to availability. Prices may vary online and in Morrison's daily. Butter beans 570 grams, ends 20th of Jan. Aubergine ends 25th of Jan.
Did you know you can withdraw and deposit cash just around the corner at your local post office? We kid you not. We've partnered with all major UK banks to give you direct access to your bank account. And small business owners, take note. You can deposit your daily takings directly into your business account. With thousands of branches open late and on weekends, withdraw and deposit cash at post office. Visit your local branch today. Some banks may charge for selected services. Please speak to your bank for details.
Listen up, football fans. BetMGM brings Vegas entertainment to the biggest games and the biggest names. Because when it comes to betting on football, we're in a league of our own, baby. Offers? Oh, you know we got offers. Like bet £10 and get £40 in free bets. BetMGM. It's showtime. New customers only. Wagering requirements and conditions apply. 18+. Please gamble responsibly.
They are the prodigies of the pitch, the kings and queens of the courts, and the titans of turf and track. But who was the real deal? Every Tuesday morning from 10, join Jim White and Simon Jordan as they nominate the sporting star who's proved to be the real deal of the week. Don't miss The Real Deal with White and Jordan every Tuesday morning from 10 on Talk Sport with Selco Builders Warehouse. For the latest special offers, pick up this month's Real Deals in branch or view online at selcobw.com.
Established and excellent evening star of football.
Kick-off live on Talk Sport.
Shimmy.
Here at the Bridge, it is Arsenal who hold a slender lead over Chelsea in this League Cup semi-final first leg. It's live on TalkSport as we're bringing you second half commentary shortly. Let's bring you a half-time odds update with Ladbrokes.
Odds update on TalkSport with Ladbrokes. Get a free bet every week of the season and a big boost every day. That's Ladisfaction. Minimum £5 bet. Conditions apply. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
So at the break here on TalkSport, it is Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1, and Ladbrokes have it now that Chelsea are best price 10-1 to win this one in 90 minutes. As for Arsenal, odds on favourite now, 3-10 on. The draw, 10-3 you can get right now. Bukayo Saka hasn't had much joy down the right-hand side. To score any time is a 6-1 shot. And if you fancy Gabriel to score a header, that's now best priced at 20s. That was the latest odds with Ladbrokes. Stay tuned over gambleaware.org.
Odds update on TalkSport with Ladbrokes. Get a free bet every week of the season and a big boost every day. That's Ladisfaction. Minimum £5 bet. Conditions apply. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
OK, we are awaiting the players for the second half, but let's just reflect upon the first half and maybe what more can come from this Chelsea side. Sam Matterface is alongside Danny Murphy, and obviously, Sam, when we got the lineups, there were a lot of big names missing from the squad. There's no Liam Delap, no Cole Palmer, no Reece James, no Malagusto, for example. But it does make you wonder about the options on the bench for Liam Rosenior in terms of forward options, and you've got a wry smile on your face.
Well, you've got Garnacho and Tyreek George there, two players that have been utilised by Chelsea a lot. Obviously, Garnacho, they're all young players, aren't they? Let's be clear about it. You know, there isn't any experience on the bench. I mean, Garnacho is the most experienced on the bench, but he's 21 years of age. So, look, there isn't too many options. And I was talking to one of the Chelsea representatives who really likes Shim Mueka, but it's a very difficult game to bring him into. I think Danny made a good point, actually. You could put Garnacho wide on the left-hand side, Pedro Neto as the false nine, then you've got some speedsters. They have used Tyreek George as an out-and-out forward as well. So
I think Neto played, if I think my memory serves me right, played up there against Barca.
Yes. And
what it does is when you're a defensive player for Chelsea or a midfield player, and you look up and you've got three speed demons, Esteval, Neto, and you can play more percentage balls. It doesn't have to be precise, and all of a sudden when you start flipping a few over the top and you've got Neto down the channels, Garnacho running down to one side and Esteval on the other, then all of a sudden the back four drops a little bit and the space appears. I just think Giroud, I know he's a young lad too, and he's trying to fight. His game, his strength is coming to hold it up and stuff, but he's up against two of the best. He's getting bullied.
Well, Chelsea have made their way out. You heard the polite applause. The atmosphere's not been brilliant here at Stamford Bridge.
Is it ever?
Oh, I don't even know how to answer that. I'm not here week in, week out.
Scandalous.
You're going to bring up the Barca game. I know that was a good atmosphere.
Well, the Liverpool game was quite good as well when they won it in the last minute.
Yeah,
I think.
True. So 2 a season.
Little digs there. But it hasn't been great. And maybe that's due to the uncertainty with the, first of all, the team that was put out, the fact that Liam Rosenior is still a relative unknown in some ways to these Chelsea fans.
Well, I think also now, I mean, I'm joking around. I mean, all stadiums can be flat when you,
of course,
when you come up against a team that knows how to nullify you, and you know, Arsenal are really good at that. Chelsea fans actually, when they saw the team sheet, if any of them were thinking the worst, they can feel a little bit better about things half-time. They've got in some really good positions, as I said, so there's no reason why they can't take belief from that and cause Arsenal some problems in the second half. My gut feeling is, although Arsenal are winning 1-0 and at rocket, because they
weren't at their best, were they?
No. There's a lot more to come from them. You know, Gyökeres was poor. Saka, didn't see anything of him. There wasn't really cutting edge. The fullbacks aren't really getting forward and support. Timber did once. He had a great little move with Trossard down the left, didn't he? But other than that, it's not the Arsenal we've seen.
Well, what started off as a positive Arsenal, it kind of ran away from them as Chelsea grew.
I think Arteta will just feel that this is there for the taking if they up their gears a little bit. They've got gears to go into, whereas you could argue this young Chelsea inexperienced side who've never played together before, this group, can they do better than they've just done?
And the Arsenal team, as you may have heard there, for a course of booze, have made now their way out and are having their pre-second half huddle now Chelsea have certainly been out there a little bit longer and doing their little warm-up sessions in their partners, if you like. Right, so not much in this game when it comes to goals, and Chelsea certainly ended the half much better than they started it. Let's see what will happen in this second half. Your commentators, Danny Murphy and Sam Matterface.
Thought it was interesting that Chelsea were out for a very long time before Arsenal at the start of the second half. Why would they have done that?
Sometimes the manager does it to make sure you're ready. Go out, get some runs, get some sprints, get your mind right, get focused. Said his piece, got them out there.
Maybe it was Arsenal that were slightly late out of the dressing room. Maybe they had more discussions. Apparently half-time was 16 and a half minutes long.
Well, that should be a fine.
It usually is if you do it too many times.
Yeah.
Chelsea were touted by some as title contenders when these two met 7 weeks ago. Since then, they've sacked a manager, brought in a new one, realigned their expectations. 7 weeks ago, Liam Rossigna was in charge of Strasbourg and living in the historic town on the German border. 7 weeks ago, Mikel Arteta's side were at the start of their wobble. They hardly dropped any points, just 4 of them, and now they're 6 clear, and they're in command of this semi-final at the start of the second half. Life does come at you hard, doesn't it, when you're in the top level of English football. Here is Enzo Fernandez for Chelsea, coming down the left-hand side. It's Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1. Chelsea in blue shirts, blue shorts, white socks. Attacking the Matthew Harding end, away to our right in the second half. Foul by Saka on Cucurella. Arsenal in their home kit of red-bodied jerseys with long white sleeves and white shorts and red socks. Attacking the goal away to our left-hand side. I'll go through the 2-11s for you. No changes at the break. Sanchez, the goalkeeper. Achampong, Chalobah, Fofana and Cucurella has been booked. Enzo Fernandez and Andre Santos in the middle of the park with Esteval. João Pedro Neto behind Mark Guiu in attack. A long ball by Sanchez through the middle of the pitch, met by Arrizabalaga on the edge of the 18-yard box. Esteval has got it back again. Tries to reverse it into a Champong in the inside right position, but it's won by Arsenal, and Gabriel will get it back to Rice. They have Arrizabalaga in goal. A back 4 of White, Saliba, Gabriel and Timber, Zubimendi, Odegaard and Rice, and then Saka, Gyökeres and Trossard going forward. You surprised there's no changes at half-time from Chelsea?
I am a little bit, yeah. But maybe he just says like 10 or 15 minutes, let's just see, but I understand that.
Enzo Fernandez wins it from Zubimendi on halfway. Now João Pedro didn't see much of the ball in that first half. Plays it down the left and then chasing forward to try and reach it was Neto, and then Gabriel took charge of a situation that Arrizabalaga was coming for. The two ended up colliding, but by which time Gabriel had already spooned it into the stand on the far side. Here is Chalobah on the edge of the centre circle, out wide to the right. Esteval will take over now. Play it centrally into Andre Santos. Santos across to Enzo Fernandez, who sweeps the ball into the path of the tall but effective, the tiny but effective Pedro Neto, and then has the ball pinched off his toes by Bukayo Saka. Cucurella runs it out of play before Saka can escape, and then he goes quickly to steal a march on Cucurella, and the ball is thrown into him down the right side. He gets to the edge of the box, shrugs off Cucurella. He's got support from Ben White on the overlap. White with a low cross. Gyökeres can't miss this one. It's spilt by Sanchez. It goes into his path, and Arsenal have a 2-0 lead. Both goals have been gifts. Another slip by Sanchez allowed it to squirm under his body from the cross from Saka. Gyökeres was there to score his first open play goal since the 1st of November, and he's done it in a Carabao Cup semi-final first leg. Chelsea 0, Arsenal 2.
Well, we talked about Sanchez for the corner. I think he's just gifted another one as well. That good first part of the season he's had, it'll be long forgotten by these fans now. I don't know if he slips. Great overlap from Ben White. I can see Fernandez, he was fuming with the referee. He thought that Saka fouled Cucurella, I think, in the build-up to that goal. But as he does the overlap, Ben White, he squares it right across that. Oh, yeah. Sanchez should stop it comfortably.
I mean, Gyökeres couldn't even celebrate properly because he felt guilty about the fact.
A yard out, He's got to be there, though, to be fair to him. That's where he's supposed to be.
Well, that's what they've had complaints about, actually, that when the balls have been fizzed for the 6-yard area, he hasn't been there. He certainly was there today, and they have a 2-goal lead, Arsenal. And both goals have been handed to them on a plate. Mistakes by the Chelsea goalkeeper. Not the kind of start that you want in front of your new boss. Not the kind of start that your new boss wants either. It was quick thinking from the throw. Saka went
really
down
quick.
The right-hand side. Cucurella actually switched off. I think that's what they're moaning about.
He did switch off. He did switch off, and he didn't need to because he saw that Saka made the run. And we talked about Saka, didn't we? Not doing much in the first half, but top-quality players, they produce magic moments.
A Champong at the other end, trying to cross the ball into the box. I've seen a replay of that goal again, and he gets 2 hands on the ball, but it still goes through it. I can't really work out how it happens.
It's just a goalkeeper not on top of his game, not concentrating, a schoolboy error. Maybe it didn't help him being left out recently. His confidence is shot again. Because he did get left out, didn't he? And then brought back in.
He missed 1 game, I think. I think there was a suggestion that he was injured for that game.
Okay.
I think he didn't play on Saturday in the cup game, but here is João Pedro down the left-hand side. The Arsenal fans having a bit of fun with Liam Rossinha, suggesting he's going to be sacked in the morning. Not even Chelsea are that ruthless. Oh, dear. But, there's a lot of very miffed Chelsea supporters that are just taking their seat after half-time and walking back to realise that their team are now 2 goals behind against Arsenal. Here's the corner to be taken far side. It'll be whipped in for Chelsea from Pedro Neto's right boot. It's right under the goalkeeper, who came out, actually did very well to get hold of it. It was a late challenge by Fofana. He has been penalised for it. And, you know, you can complain about it all you like, but the fact of the matter is that he was well behind in his attempt to play the ball. And Kepa Arrizabalaga got there first. The change that we anticipated earlier, I think, is now going to take place. Badiashile is going to come on, but so too is Alejandro Garnacho. And the change is Mark Guiu for Garnacho. So,
but that says to me, why didn't you do that? It's 6 minutes in. Because Sanchez makes a mistake. He's done it, going 2-0 down. Why not do it at half-time?
Pedro Neto goes, I think, either to the 10. Yeah, I think he goes to the 10, and João Pedro goes to the 9. And Badiashile comes on for a Champong. He goes into the left slot of the centre-half. Chalobah goes to right centre-back, and Fofana goes to right back for Chelsea. So
see, I find that one a little bit strange, if I'm honest.
All changed.
I thought Achampong did well first half. I don't understand that one, to be honest with you. I can't see the benefit of it.
Well, there might be a medical issue.
You're being a tad cynical now.
No.
But maybe.
It might be that he's only allowed to play 53 minutes today. Free kick for Arsenal.
It's just strange, 51 minutes in, because the goalkeeper makes a mistake.
Yes, I'm being facetious, but it is very strange, and that's why we're making these sort of tongue-in-cheek assessments. Here is Trossard down the left-hand side. Low ball into the box, steered away by Chalobah, but it's picked up by Saka, far side of the area, trying to get it back to Ben White. Ben White down the outside, picking the ball up and feeding it in towards Bukayo Saka, who gets it onto his left foot, left by Saliba, comes back to Ødegaard, pushed away by a diving Sanchez at the near post from the Ødegaard shot. It goes out for a throw-in, perpendicular to the edge of the 6-yard area.
I mean, if Arsenal were to get a third, you'd say the tie's over, and also this stadium might start emptying.
Ødegaard gets a quick throw from Ben White, and then Saka tries to dance his way past Cucurella, who manages to throw himself in front of Saka but doesn't get the free kick he craved. Instead he puts it behind, and it goes out for another corner kick for Arsenal. Hearts 1, St Mirren 0. Lawrence Shanklin with the goal. Lawrence Shanklin actually watching the television last night, seeing the VAR review. He was getting a little bit irate about it. He was sending
Hearts
messages
winning
on
again with 10 men.
Instagram. Yeah, they're winning with 10 men. They're a good team, Hearts. Top of the table. They will be 6 points clear if the results stay as they are. Corner, far side, Saka to take it. Oh, Ben White and João Pedro having a little bit of afters at the far post. João Pedro, I don't know what he's trying to do, but he's going to get himself into trouble in a second. But Robert Sanchez has just gone down inside the area, tussling with somebody else, Gabriel. All unnecessary in the build-up to a corner. Here comes the corner to be taken by Saka far side. The Arsenal fans, 4,000 of them that have made the trip from north to southwest London, rather enjoying their little visit. Corner again to be taken by Saka, left-footed, right under the goalkeeper, who does get a punch this time. Rice heads it back the way it came. João Pedro away, but not that far. Gyökeres brings it down, tries to steer it central, plays it against Andre Santos. It goes out for another corner, and it's the Arsenal voices you can hear.
This is exactly what Arsenal would have wanted. An early goal, second half. And then a nervous Chelsea trying to hang on a little bit, get through this difficult period for them. The team sheet, if we're honest. They did have a little go in the first half, but that mistake from Sanchez has killed his teammates.
Here is the corner to be taken by Rice, away to our left, in front of the shed end. Left hand in the air, right foot wrapped around the ball. It's a deep one to the far post, headed back by Gyökeres. Actually headed up into the air, really, and it goes out for a goal kick away to our left. We welcome listeners to Stamford Bridge in West London from Canada and the United States of America, and you're listening tonight on Sirius XM-FC. Thank you very much for lending us your ears. It's good to have you. Chelsea trailing by 2-0 at home in the first leg of a Carabao Cup semi-final, the second leg of which is live on TalkSport in 3 weeks' time. Enzo Fernandez bounding forward. Chelsea could get a goal back, it put them in a much more promising position. Neto into the area, right-footed, deep towards the far post, down for Garnacho, who lashes it in under Arrizabalaga, and Chelsea are back in the tie. Good football from Chelsea, brilliant cross from the right, and an exemplary finish from Alejandro Garnacho to make it 2-1.
Brilliant for Chelsea. That's the sub we were talking about. Good finish, but a good move as well. Great reaction from going 2 down and having that little bit of pressure on them for a little while. Got men forward. Tackle was there for Saliba to win just before that, and he was half-hearted a little bit.
Well, he sort of spooned it to halfway.
Yeah.
Missed control by Ødegaard. And then Eza went in with Saliba and a 50-50. Enzo Fernandez went on a 50-50 with Saliba, and he won it. It went out to Pedro Neto on the right-hand side. His cross to the far post evaded everybody except Garnacho, who chested it down in one move, lashed it with his right foot beyond Arrizabalaga, and he felt like that was a big moment, and it might be.
It was a big moment. First chance they've had second half. Smashes it. It's a good touch from Garnacho, actually. Just sets himself with his right foot, drills it low and hard through the keeper's legs. A bit of luck you need. Game on.
Well, what they don't want to do now is concede immediately afterwards. No. They've given away another corner kick over on the far side. 58 gone. Chelsea 1, Arsenal 2. Garnacho getting them back in the tie. It's Saka into the near post. Goalkeeper punches. Ødegaard wraps his foot round it and volleys it goalwards. It's 4 yards wide. And Chelsea want to restart play quickly. And they get it out to Fofana near touchline. Trossard trying to harass him. That's the first goal of Liam Rosenior's reign at Stamford Bridge. They scored 5 away at the Valley at the weekend, but the first goal at Stamford Bridge from Alejandro Garnacho. Big investment in the summer from Manchester United. Some thought it was a bit of a gamble. He hasn't been a universal success, and he's not been particularly popular with some of the Chelsea supporters. But he's got the goal that has dragged them back into contention in this tie. And it's Chelsea 1, Arsenal 2.
Great tackle.
Very good tackle this time by Gabriel, but Esteval is going to escape down this right-hand side. Garnacho is waiting in the centre. The ball isn't precise enough. He needed to just shift that a little bit swifter and faster, and maybe in front of Garnacho, who was coming in from the left touchline. It was well defended by Saliba, but still Chelsea come. João Pedro now has it. Inside the Arsenal half, dead centre. about 15 yards back from the edge of the D. On to Enzo Fernandez, who sweeps it wide. The blonde hair of Garnacho with gloves on his hands and the ball at his feet. Goes on the outside of Ben White. Tries to steer across centrally. It hits Saliba and then he volleys it out for a throw over the far side. But the momentum has just shifted slightly and the Chelsea fans...
Stuff about Arsenal's vulnerability down this left-hand side, and that's where the goal come from again. They were overloaded.
It's another good ball, this time by Neto, out to Garnacho, far touchline, gets into the penalty area, down by the byline, onto his right foot, tees it up for Cucurella, lifts it into the box, away by Gabriel, and further clear by Martin Ødegaard on the edge of his own penalty area. 2-1 to Arsenal away at Stamford Bridge on the hour mark at Talk Sport. Remember, afterwards you'll have your say with Jamie O'Hara and Carlton Cole. 03717223344. Here's Esteval galloping down the right side onto his left foot, edge of the area, trying to bend it to the far corner, steered away by Gabriel, and out for a corner to Chelsea.
Brilliant from Esteval again. The confidence he's got for such a young player. He's got great feet, gets a yard, gets it inside, and decides, right, I'm going to whip this in the far corner. It was a really important header from Gabriel.
Really important. Positioned himself brilliantly, and it's out for a throw-in, corner kick, far side. Enzo Fernandez to take it. And his in-swingers have caused a few problems this season. Bit of wrestling going on inside the penalty area as it goes towards that near post. It's away by Gabriel. Gone up in front of the goalkeeper. Back to Enzo Fernandez, who sends it towards Badiashile at the near post. It wasn't a great delivery second time around. Arsenal managed to get it clear through Declan Rice. Garnacho trying to feed it to Esteval. There's a handball there on the edge of the area. It goes against Garnacho, and Arsenal have a free kick. And maybe Mikel Arteta will think about making some changes. He's got his substitutes warming up away to our left. There's a Madueke, Martinelli, Havertz, Jesus, all primed for action away to our left-hand side. What a bench to be able to call upon.
Yeah, and that's why he should freshen it up. Especially some pace down this left-hand side, I think would help. Trossard's on a yellow anyway.
Gabriel takes it off Saliba, moves up to halfway, and the inverted left position is Timber. Now finding Gyökeres, who's running into the box. He needs a bit of help from Trossard, who gets it. He's got three around him. And Timber into the area is snaffled away by Chalobah. Garnacho wins a header, wants a foul, gets a foul from Simon Hooper after a bit of pushing from Ben White, and it's a free kick to Chelsea in the left side of their defensive third.
Silly foul from Ben White. That they had a Chelsea penned in for a little while, and he doesn't have to win the header because Garnacho's struggling to get hold of the ball anyway.
Well, this weekend, one of the biggest games of the season, the Manchester derby, live on Talk Sport. United take on City at Old Trafford. Michael Carrick in the dugout for Manchester United for the first time since his reappointment as the interim manager. He did have a spell a little while ago as well. Join us this Saturday from 11 o'clock, the Manchester derby, live and exclusive on Talk Sport, our 250th live commentary of the season. Here is João Pedro trying to hold the ball up, pokes it through to Andre Santos, clips the ball into Fofana. Fofana now up to halfway, on to Pedro Neto. Esteval wanted that a little bit earlier. He'll now try and run infield with the ball. Pedro Neto, who's been playing in the 10 since Guiu was substituted, looks for the return from João Pedro, but it wasn't a great ball back to him by the Brazilian, and eventually it just rebounds up towards the halfway line. It remains 2-1 to Arsenal.
It's really good from Chelsea. So many young players who are finding the courage to get on the ball and play. Okay, he's giving it away there.
Rice gobbles it up, moves forward through the centre circle, but he was imprecise, and by doing so, just gifted the possession back to Arsenal, who play around the Chelsea press really well, but then Fofana nips in, wins it, Saliba heads it to his left. There's a bit more intensity about Chelsea in the second half. Actually, since conceding that second goal, really, and the changes that have come on, I just think that if they'd played with that intensity in the first half, maybe things might have been a little bit different.
The changes definitely helped at 2-0. It was the right thing. He did it quickly. We said he should have done it half-time, but it's definitely helped them.
Rice into Timber, and then on to Trossard, who's about 10-15 metres down the left-hand touchline. He comes in from the left. Gabriel Martinelli is about to come on, got a hat-trick at the weekend. Ødegaard back to Saliba, and then just evades Enzo Fernandez, feeds Saka, who's caught by Badiashile. And that's going to be a yellow card on the edge of the penalty area. Waneri is coming on as well. Seems like an interesting... I think that's Marino's coming on, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. He's a terrific player,
It's
Marino.
okay, I won't throw you under the bus for that one. It's okay.
What's that?
I just got a note passed to me to tell me who was coming on, and I looked down and saw somebody completely different. I mean, Waneri's a big boy now, but
he's not that tall.
Big.
No.
Marino coming on. Yes.
I think he'd probably bring him on for Gyökeres, unless one on the midfield buys his minutes or has got a little niggle or something. Saying that, you got Jesus on the bench.
And Havertz.
Sharp and Havertz, you know.
It's an interesting selection.
It is, and also Saka, although he did well for the goal, he's not looked at his sharpest. Madueke, pace, direct. He'll be wanting another goal, Arteta.
Well, he won't want it to be tight going back to the Emirates Stadium. I mean, I think we all probably would, because we want the second leg to be competitive, but let's see what happens from this set piece, because they can conjure a chance from 6 yards outside the box. Arsenal with a chance to make a opportunity with 24 minutes to go. They're still waiting to bring on Martinelli and Marino. They're not going to do it before the free kick, I don't think.
No, they don't. They never do, coaches. So we can't do it while we've got a set play. It's like, why?
Well, because they've organised the set plays before, and the set piece coach never has the chance to change them during the game. Oh, there he is. Here's the free kick. Rice to take it over the bar. Never looks as if he was shaped to shoot from that sort of area of the pitch. It was inside right channel. He'd have to get it up and over the wall and in at the near post. Very difficult to do. So here's the change, and it's going to be Marino on for Ødegaard and Trossard off for Martinelli.
See, that's an interesting one, because Eberechi Eze sitting on the bench there thinking, I'm a number 10.
And I think 4 times, and he played on Sunday from the start, and he didn't have a major impact on the game.
Yeah, I think that lack of defensive responsibility in the Villa game, where he got done a couple of times by Cash and ended up the goal being part of that as well, I think that's made Arteta a little bit more wary, especially in games like this where he needs the defensive work to be done.
Yeah, it's something he'll get used to, the work without the ball that is so hotly demanded by Mikel Arteta. Everybody who plays in the team has to be perfect, because it is a very, very good football team, and the minute you slip your standards, somebody else will come and take your place, and they've got the resources now to do that. Header by Fofana, lands awkwardly, and the accusation is that Gyökeres was at fault there, but Fofana just jumped over the top of him. Free kick to Chelsea on the halfway line. 68 minutes on the clock. This is TalkSport. Danny Murphy and Sam Matterface high up in the East Stand on a chilly night in West London.
Good ball.
We'll speak to both managers, by the way, after the game. You'll probably hear those in the sports bar tonight with Jamie and Colton Cole.
Neto's done well since he's gone in at the 10, you know. It's interesting that he put João Pedro as a 9 and Neto's a 10. Clever that from Liam Rosenior. He's obviously seen something. We've seen João Pedro play that role before, of course, not that new to him, but it's worked well, because Neto's finding some great little spaces.
Zubimendi picks the ball up after a collision involving Saka, sees the ball spill into the Arsenal midfield. Zubimendi forces the ball quickly out to Ben White on the right touchline, halfway line. Arsenal in possession, leading by 2-1 in the first leg of the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. Back it goes to Arrizabalaga. And then on to Declan Rice, who just drops in, being followed by Andre Santos now, wherever he goes. Ball played up towards Zubimendi, and Enzo Fernandez wins that. And it goes out of play and away for a throw-in over on the far side. If it stays like this, Chelsea will feel they've got at least a shot in the second leg. If Arsenal were to score another one, I think they might feel as if it's beyond them. But if Chelsea were to score the next goal in the game, well, then it's all to play for.
Yeah, I mean, even at this scoreline now, considering the team Chelsea have got out and going 2-0 down, this would feel like a really good evening for them.
Yeah, necessarily like a moral victory, but certainly a more positive evening than it was feeling like after 53 minutes.
Well, it would show resilience and character for a group of players who we haven't seen this 11 play together before, and they're missing 3 or 4 of their best players comfortably. And Arsenal have gone full strength and not really used that extra quality.
I mean, João Pedro, he's run offside very naively, and Estevao did brilliantly to get up so high to nod the ball into the channel. If he'd just held his run, he had so much green grass to run into. Frustration from the Chelsea crowd, actually frustration from Estevao. Here is Saka, far side. Hearts go 2-0 up against St Mirren. On to Zubamendi, sliding the ball to Gyökeres. Gyökeres trying to hold it up, feeds it back to Zubamendi, takes 2 touches, slams it into the net, and it's 3-1 Arsenal. It's a brilliant goal. Gyökeres involved, Zubamendi has finished it. Arsenal in command at Stamford Bridge again. They haven't lost here in 6 visits, and it's fast becoming their favourite London landmark to visit. It's an excellent goal for Arsenal. They lead by 3-1. Their 2-goal lead, their 2-goal cushion is re-established, and Chelsea, having fought back into the game, have surrendered yet another goal to the Gunners.
It's a good goal. We talked about Zubamendi, we talk about him as a holding midfielder, but again he's popped up in a great area, and his composure once Gyökeres lays it back to him, to just have that lovely little touch and get it onto his left foot. Oh, it's beautiful feet. It's beautiful feet once he gets in there. It's a good move. Cucurella can't really try and stop Saka down that right because he's on the yellow. Gyökeres, nice little touch into Zubamendi, but he's still got a lot to do. Great feet. It's great feet. They can't dive in at him because they don't want to give a penalty away. What a brilliant finish that is.
It's a great finish from Zubamendi.
Yeah.
Great play from Arsenal all round, actually. Caught Chelsea a little bit cold there. And the Chelsea players walk back to the halfway line, dejected, chins on chest, knowing that maybe after that little show of promise, their hopes of emerging from this 2-legged semi-final might just have been extinguished. I'm just looking at a replay of it. Wesley Fofana sort of goes to sort of shut him down, and he just shuffles away from him. Did he just overcommit there?
Well, you're always going to overcommit when someone's that close to your goal because you think they're going to shoot.
Here is Neto running down the left. Deep ball towards the far post. Cucurella hooks it back into the centre of the penalty area. Headed away by Declan Rice. Further clear by Bukayo Saka. Badiashile gets up and meets Marino. Wins the ball on the halfway line. 73 minutes gone. It's 3-1 to Arsenal now. And then it goes out to the right side and it's picked up by Neto. Into the path of Estevao. Estevao trying to skip infield. Timber gets across and then Estevao wins it. Turns it over. Runs down the right. Shrugs off Timber. Estevao into the penalty area. Tries a right foot shot. It's blocked by Gabriel. Breaks to the right side. Neto's got it back. Into Estevao and back to Neto again. Across to Enzo Fernandez, right edge of the area. Slides it down the right into the path of Estevao. Neto takes it on. Chelsea slow the pace and just move back into the mid area of the Arsenal half.
Estevao, tenacious, good without the ball, brilliant with it.
Telling you.
Doesn't mind a little battle. It's been great watching him and Timber go at it at times.
He's a proper player and he's still just 18 years of age. Here is Neto. Into Estevao again, little give and go, then back to Estevao inside the area, another left-footed shot which is again brilliantly blocked by Timber. There's a collision on the edge of the box and then Enzo Fernandez kicks the ball away and it's going to be a free kick to Arsenal on the edge of the penalty area. And is it Pedro Neto who's writhing around in pain? Jarell Harteau is about to come on.
Declan Rice is feeling something a little bit there. It was Estevao again though, wasn't it? Found himself in a great position and you don't have to ask him twice, out of his feet, tried to shoot. Great block, I think it was Rice, but every time he gets the ball you feel like something could happen.
He's just got a magical wonder about him, hasn't he? And if you watch his clips from when he was in the South American League, the Brazilian League last year. He was terrific for them. He was brilliant. He scored against Chelsea in the Club World Cup, a terrific goal. He was always had already signed for Chelsea at that point and was only back on loan at Palmeiras. Wesley Fofana has come off. Jarell Hato has come on. He's gone to left centre-back, so it's another change of positions. Badiashil's gone to right centre-back and Chalobah to right-back. Reason?
Not sure. Maybe a little knock, maybe an injury, but if you were going to bring Fofana off at some point... anyway, we can't really argue with too much of what's happened. At 2-0, we thought he should have made change half-time. He did it at 2-0, to be fair to him. His keeper's let him down tonight. The reaction of these young Chelsea players has been good. It's been positive. He can take a lot of pluses from it. Arsenal lifted the gears to get that brilliant third goal, and you think...
Zubimendi into Gyökeres, edge of the area, trying to bound his way through. Comes back to Saka. Will come back to Mikel Merino. Saved by Sanchez, just about. It looked for all the world as if that was going to drop out of the sky, fall on the boot of Merino, and then burst the net. But Sanchez came flying out and maybe just did a little bit to atone to one of his errors tonight by coming out and stopping a certain fourth goal.
It's a brilliant save, and it does atone for one of the errors at least. That's a unbelievable save from Moreno, who found himself the beneficiary of a lucky deflection, really. Arsenal causing problems with Gyökeres. Could have been game over there.
Lots of pushing and shoving inside the penalty area. Hato and Ben White as the corner comes in towards the far post. The header is down from Gabriel into the ground and over the top of the crossbar.
Well, he should score. Why he's free, I do not know, because he's the best header of the ball from set plays in the Premier League. He comes in, free as a bird, heads it down, bounces over, let off for Chelsea. Huge let off.
Arsenal haven't won this trophy since they dropped the goal scorer Steve Morrow in the celebrations at Wembley in 1993. It's actually
Sheffield
quite
Wednesday.
odd, that Arsenal haven't lifted this trophy for 33 years. They've only lifted it twice in their history, would you believe? But they've got a great chance of going to the final now. And
well, Arsene Wenger did for a long time use it to play the kids, didn't he?
He did. But they've also had a little bit of an issue with semi-finals. The semi-finals have been their kryptonite in recent years. And they're coming through this first leg. Into Merino, edge of the area. Martinelli strikes, blocked by Hato. Collected by Garnacho. And then João Pedro hasn't looked in his wing mirrors. I mean, he's rolling around after being contacted by Merino. But he didn't realise that the challenge was coming. Took too long on the ball. It's a free kick to Chelsea, but Mikel Merino has picked up a yellow card for his troubles.
Yep, bit of experience there from Moreno. Counter stopped.
Yes. 78 minutes on the clock. Mikel Merino scored here in November. Got the winner, actually, versus Chelsea at the Emirates last March. Probably should have had a goal in this game as well.
He's a terrific player. So intelligent. Play anywhere.
Well, we've seen him play 6, 8, 10 and
here
9.
We go.
And here he is on the ball again, shooting from range, blocked by the outcoming Andre Santos, and it rebounds out towards the right fullback position where Esteban will retrieve it for Chelsea. More changes incoming. Arsenal leading by 3-1, going into the final 12 minutes of the game. Sanchez sends it long up towards Garnacho. Ben White takes it down, but Garnacho will win the second ball. Cucurella, João Pedro, falling over as he picks it up. Wants a free kick. Somehow managed to get it. And it does look as if Chelsea are going to bring on another youngster in Shim Muoka in just a few moments. Tosin Adebayo may well be coming on as well.
I think Arsenal are making a couple as well, which makes sense. To be fair to Gyökeres, he's worked tremendously hard. He's got himself a goal by hook or by crook, doesn't matter. And then he had the confidence and awareness for the next one, just to take his time and set it up for Zubimendi. But still the goal of the evening for me. That's terrific.
3-1. Liam Rosenior with his arm around the back of Tosin Adebayo, just giving him a few final instructions. Justin Walker down there as well, who is brought in from Strasbourg alongside him. assistant manager. Khalifa Cisse, also part of the coaching staff, came across from the French club. Saliba back to Arrizabalaga. Mikel Arteta's only major trophy was the 2020 FA Cup when they beat Chelsea in the final at an empty Wembley. Only Bukayo Saka, who was on the bench that day, was involved tonight from either of those two teams. Such has been the churn of both squads. In fact, I think Kai Havertz was in the Chelsea team or in the Chelsea squad that year, but he is about to come on for Arsenal now, alongside Gabriel Jesus. Here is Zubamendi. Gyökeres on the score sheet. A London derby victory and a 2-goal cushion in a Carabao Cup semi-final. Carabao don't do semi-finals. Oh, they do actually, but if they did, it probably looked like this for Arsenal. Here's the change. And on comes Shim. 18 years of age, last appearance for Chelsea was in the League Cup against Lincoln. Got 20 minutes that night. Played in the Conference League last season in the knockout stages. Called up at the last minute today because of the illness of Liam Delap, and Tosin is on for Cucurella. So another change in the back line. That's going to mean that Harto goes out to left back and Tosin goes into the centre.
So they started with a back four and 3 of them have gone off. It's quite unusual.
It is.
Unless you're Man United, but that is a strange one, if I'm honest.
Rice off and Havertz on, and Gyökeres off and Jesus on. The other changes for Arsenal as we go into the final 8 minutes of the game, with it being firmly tilted in Arsenal's favour. Gabriel trying to get away from Santos, guides it back into the path of Chalobah, and now Chelsea come forward. Again, we're in the same sort of situation as we were, though, earlier on. If Chelsea were to get a goal late on in this game, again, it just gives them a tiny bit of encouragement going into that match at the Emirates Stadium.
Absolutely. And if they were to concede one, then they might as well not go to the second leg. You know what I'm saying? 4-1, 3-goal advantage would be, you know.
Yes. Difficult to overturn. Some of us have got to work on that game, you know. Here's Chalobah down the right-hand side. Esteval trying to get beyond Timber, down the right side, tries to escape away from the Dutchman. He does brilliantly to carry the ball so far up the pitch. He's now in the right wing position, down by the byline. Can he get a cross in? He can't, because Timber stuck to his task brilliantly, but there was a proper duel between two players at the very top of their game.
It's great to see him play like this and just express himself with such fearlessness, such skill and belief in his own ability. I tell you what, Timber's going to sleep tonight, I tell you that much.
Here is the corner from Neto into the centre. It's punched by Arrizabalaga, and then Garnacho volleys it into the ground and beyond a crowd of players to give Chelsea hope. Maybe their dream of getting to Wembley isn't extinguished just yet. Garnacho with 2 goals for Chelsea that just might keep this tie alive. The corner came in, Arrizabalaga came to punch, he didn't get great contact on it. It came out towards Garnacho, just hung out on the left-hand side of the box. He volleyed it into the ground, it went into the net. Arsenal are complaining, but Chelsea think they've pulled one back.
Well, it's been an evening for poor goalkeeping. Checking the goal for a possible foul, VAR.
Well, the corner came in from Neto on this left-hand side. The VAR is Jared Gillett, by the way. It went very close to Arrizabalaga. I'm not sure there was a foul on him. He did end up on the floor, but he came and collided with a group of players. Garnacho put it into the net.
It's hard to tell from that angle. They jumped in and around him, but it doesn't look like anything.
Well, the referee, Simon Hooper, gives the goal. And Chelsea are back in it. Just about. Clinging on by their fingernails to a place in the Carabao Cup. Keeping Arsenal within touching distance, just about. There's
Definitely
been times in this game, Danny, when it's felt like Arsenal could power away from Chelsea.
Yeah.
but they've just kept pulling them back in, reeling them back in.
It's interesting, isn't it, because we talked about Sanchez and making the mistakes, but Arteta's played the strongest possible team tonight, bar the goalkeeper. And you know how good David Raya is on set plays, and he's just been bullied there, Kepa.
Well, of course, it's the 85th minute, and there's every chance that Chelsea might get an equaliser. Esteval moving down the right, fed by Enzo Fernandez. It's with Esteval! Into the near corner, steered away by Arida Balaga. The offside flag was up anyway. What an effort! He can crack them.
Yeah, and then it's also not just his ability, but it's his fitness levels for such a young lad to continually just keep running at one of the best fullbacks in the Premier League and cause, all right, he's playing on the wrong side, but he has caused him so many problems. I haven't seen a winger called Timber this many problems if ever.
Well, he's fast and he's fearless, and he's full of confidence and skill. He has a brilliant command of the football. He carries it so beautifully and at such rapid pace, and he's been a real threat tonight. Arsenal looking to threaten once more. Out to the right it goes, collected by Ben White, flicked into the box, away by Enzo Fernandez, out as far as Zubimendi. Arsenal want to go with a 2-goal lead back to the Emirates. Timber down the left, scoops it to the far post, it's over the bar. Big 3.5 minutes this.
Huge, yeah, for both teams in many ways, but I think there's been a lot here, second half especially, from going 2-0 down for Liam Rosenior to like. Of course, a lot of these players won't be regulars when all the big boys are back, but they've never given up. They've kept getting forward, trying to make things happen, largely thanks to Esteval, of course. He's been terrific.
Ball down the right for Arsenal coming forward. Zubimendi with a cross into the box, steered away by Chalobah, picked up by Esteval. With the outside of his boot, he feeds Pedro Neto. Gabriel backs off. Neto runs towards him. Down the right side, he gets up to the edge of the penalty area, goes on the outside, produces a cross which takes a deflection, goes out. It's another corner. Garnacho waves his hand in the air to the Matthew Harding end. They think there might still be something in this for Chelsea.
They couldn't, could they?
They might. They seem to raise it in these big games. Sometimes they'll pinch something from the jaws of defeat. Here's a ball in towards the near post again. It's come all the way through to Tosin. He's headed it over the bar, but the foul had already been called by Simon Hooper. But those corners, Enzo Fernandez from left and right, can really cause an issue. And that one from Neto from the near touchline, really unsettling Arida Balaga. Well. Chelsea keep getting put out of this tie and then getting back in it again.
It's been a very strange game in some ways, you know. The
proper cup tie.
Yeah, proper cup tie, but the ebbs and flows, you're thinking Chelsea are out for the count, and then all of a sudden they find something, they find some energy and resilience and get back up the other end and get themselves a goal, and then Arsenal go up a gear and they start dominating and getting some chances. It's the wonder save from Sanchez is looking more important now as well.
Absolutely. Imagine if he hadn't gifted them too.
I know.
90 seconds to go before the end of the first leg at Stamford Bridge, on an intoxicating night at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 2, Arsenal 3. Ball long up, it feeds Timber the ball, and then on to Jesus. Now just deep on the edge of the centre circle, Kai Havertz, who's getting booed. He did score the winning goal for Chelsea in the Champions League final. Saliba, up to Havertz. Havertz picks it up again, gallops away from Garnacho, and there's lots of space for him to run into. Havertz feeds it out to Saka, far side the right. He looks to take on Jarell Harto. Back to Marino. Marino round the corner to Ben White. White into Marino again. And then it's on to Saka. Saka trying to turn, was fouled by Santos on the edge of the area. He went down. Chelsea think cheaply. Arsenal think they deserve the foul and they're going to get it.
Yeah, I think for Arsenal now, irrelevant of what's gone on in the game and the opportunity they had, they've squandered a 2-goal lead twice, but to leave here with any sort of win in the first leg of a semi-final, going home with a 1-0 advantage, is still a big plus for them with their home record and with their ability to frustrate teams at home.
Well, no one's beaten Arsenal at home all season, so the odds are very much tilted in Arsenal's favour, but Chelsea have given themselves a shot in the dark.
Absolutely.
5 minutes of added time at the end of the 90. Chelsea's wait to beat Arsenal at home is going to go and stretch into a 9th year. Arsenal's unbeaten run is about to stretch to 10 games. Zubamendi over the free kick. No Rice or Ødegaard now, so he gets the opportunity to take it.
He's going to cross it, I think.
No. He sends it wide instead, short to Saka, who takes on Garnacho, cuts in left-footed, feeds it back to Ben White, who lifts the ball into the box and into the hands of Robert Sanchez with a really poor delivery. And Esteban has then been sent down into the right fullback area to try and challenge Kepa Arrizabalaga by Robert Sanchez, who maybe just overshot, but Chalobah has won it on halfway, and Mueka has picked the ball up, held it up well, and now Esteban is running down the inside right channel. Gabriel comes across, he runs into him, and Esteban is told to get up by referee Simon Hooper. Maybe there's a late twist in this tale yet. Saka.
Oh, he's missed him.
Moving down the right. Havertz had made an intelligent run, he didn't pick it out. Now he's offside as he does so, and he tries to stretch and nudge it goalwards, but Sanchez is going to get there first. Into the second of 5 minutes added at the end of the...
What is Sanchez thinking?
90.
Oh my God, he's playing out from the back with 3 minutes to go. There's a 3v3 up the top to get back in the game.
I mean, the decision-making of when and where to do this has been questionable all night, and this is another example. Chelsea need to get back level if they can before they go to the Emirates. Pedro Neto dropping deep to pick the ball up. He spins and turns and runs through the centre circle, and he gallops away from Zubamendi. He drags Chelsea up the pitch, left edge of the area, trying to feed it to Garnacho. It's just about stopped. Picked up by Marino, who gives it to Saliba. Chelsea trying to win it high inside the Arsenal half of the field. White is going to smash this up into the Chelsea half, and Badiashile is going to scurry across to try and win it. 3-2 to Arsenal in the first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. The second legs both here on Talk Sport. Newcastle trailing 2-0 from the first leg against Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium, and Chelsea against Arsenal will go before that on the Tuesday night. Two big encounters live on Talk Sport. You'd expect Arsenal and Man City to meet in the final, but you just never know. That's cup football for you. Here's Chalobah.
And with the hugely.
Yeah, well, anything can happen in 3 weeks, can't it?
Of course.
Saka down the far side, trying to cut in, but he's being marshalled by Hato. Back to Marino, who's dropped deep almost into the back four. Gives it to Saliba, and then back to Arrizabalaga, who finds Gabriel. We've played now 3 of the 5 added minutes, and Martinelli's just run off the back of Estevao and has moved down the right-hand side. Jesus is offside as he goes into the penalty area. He's brought down inside the box. Penalty is given, but the offside flag is up.
He didn't need to be. I was right across the line. I mean, it was played too late by Martinelli, but Jesus he could have held his run. He's too keen.
Well, Chelsea get a little bit of a let-off because it was a clumsy challenge that on Gabriel Jesus, and they will just check the possibility of an offside here.
He's off, promise you.
Simon Hooper going through the protocol, actually, what he did was he gave the penalty because he knew that then the offside could be checked. Confirmation on the big screens here that the decision of no penalty because of offside is the correct one, and Chelsea with 90 seconds to go are playing out from the back again, and the crowd are getting frustrated. They want the ball played forward, and they want it played forward quickly. It's gone back to Sanchez again. He clips it upfield. He finds Hato far side.
Why would he be clipping it to the left back, not to the front three?
Badiashile looking for Mueka. The teenager tries to get the better of Saliba, does very well, and Garnacho escapes with the ball. He moves down the right side, cuts in and feeds it out towards Esteval. Esteval takes it on, right edge of the penalty area, left-footed ball into the box, a header steered towards goal, and it's caught by the goalkeeper, and then Zubamendi and Fernandez end up in a bit of a contretemps as Tosin has to scurry back to try and get on the end of a long ball which was aimed towards Martinelli. There's a late challenge on halfway from Timber. Timber's going to get booked here.
5 minutes are up, aren't they?
And we're going to have one last free kick. One last possible moment for Chelsea.
Get Sanchez up there.
An equaliser.
Get him up there.
That would be atoning for an error, wouldn't it, if he was to score the equaliser after handing two on a plate for Arsenal. Sanchez is going to take the free kick. He's not going up from the back, but his ability to drop the ball into the edge of the penalty area is going to be important here. But they've got to make sure that they get it into the box and get it into the box quickly, because time is running out for Chelsea. 3-2 Arsenal lead in stoppage time at the end of the first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. It's Sanchez from the halfway line towards the edge of the box. Up goes Marino to head it clear, and that will be the last act of the first leg of the semi-final, and it is victory for Arsenal. Liam Rosenior influenced his team in the second half by making changes which dragged them back into the game. At one point it looked like this tie was going away from them, and going away from them quickly. The introduction of Alejandro Garnacho certainly altered proceedings, and Arsenal, although they threatened to get away at 2-0 and 3-1, were reeled back in by Chelsea, and their margin of victory is just one now. It gives Chelsea a shot in the dark going to the Emirates Stadium in 3 weeks' time, but Arsenal still very much favourites to go to Wembley. Full time at the end of the first leg, Chelsea 2, Arsenal 3.
Well, that was an eventful first leg here at the Bridge, and it's just a 1-goal lead that Arsenal then have going into that second leg on February.
Is there a little bit of a...
Yeah, so much happened again.
So all the players remain on the pitch with coaches on as well. It looks as though something's to do with Enzo Fernandez and Zubamendi. Yeah. Some coming together. But it
looks like it's settled down now.
Yeah.
In terms of the game, Natalie, it was a strange one because, you know, when they went 2-0, I feared for Chelsea. They made the changes. It worked. Garnacho, obviously, coming on that left-hand side. He got a couple of goals. I thought Neto going in as a 10 caused problems, and Esteval we've eulogised about it enough. He was outstanding, but Arsenal then went up the gears, trying to show their quality and exert some dominance in the game. Got the goal, and you think, oh, just the microphone nearly gone. Got the goal. And then again you think Chelsea will do well to hang on here and not concede again. But somehow they kept finding this energy and this tenacity. You know, young players, sometimes they don't overthink things. They just keep going and keep trying. And probably, overall, deserve to still be in this tie. They showed enough with a depleted team against a very strong Arsenal team. One thing you can say is this wasn't an evening for good goalkeeping, was it? I know there was one good save, but the rest of it was pretty poor.
Well, I was going to say, especially for that second goal for Arsenal, where it looked as though Robert Sanchez had the ball covered, and then somehow it goes underneath him for the simplest then of tap-ins for Gyökeres.
Yeah, there's no excuse for it. You can't really justify that poor mistake. I suppose he'll be grateful at least they're still in the game, but it'd be interesting to see if he's going to be kept in now for the forthcoming games, because that's a real worry if your goalkeeper's making errors so simple, you know, both simple ones. And I think actually this may sound really strange, but although Arteta will be happy they've gotten the win, there'll be parts of that performance he was disappointed with. Whereas Liam Rosenior, the majority of that he's going to be pleased with. He knows the keeper's given them 2 goals, and those young lads who he probably didn't expect to have to put together have shown a lot of positive things.
Yeah, I mean, you're right to mention obviously the impact that the substitutes made, in particular Garnacho for Chelsea. Is there anything to be said though that being 2-0 down and then making your substitutions looks a bit reactionary rather than being proactive, and that maybe, you said it, maybe he should have done it at half-time.
Yeah, well, sometimes that's okay. Sometimes you do react because he wouldn't have expected them to concede so early.
Yeah.
Maybe he just wanted to, I don't know, Gio, how he's done or what relationship he's got with him, how well he's done in training. Maybe he wanted to give him another 10 or 15 minutes just not to kill him and bring him off at half-time, which is, again, you could argue that's good man management. I thought the change needed. He was really struggling, and at 2-0 he must have thought, you know what, do it. And it worked. The little tweak he made with Neto, we talked about, and put João Pedro, swap them around, put Pedro up top. So you can look at it from both ways. Yeah, I don't think the Chelsea fans will be overthinking that he didn't make changes at half time. I think they'll be looking at and going, look, with the team we had out, he made some changes. The sub scored 2. Neto's positional change worked. I think they'll see the positives.
And as you said, with 3 or so weeks to go until that second leg, anything can happen to both teams in terms of personnel.
Yep.
But what you'd think from a positive for Chelsea is Cole Palmer hopefully will return. Caicedo will be available. There'll be Reece James in there, and Racine will be back to make a fight of it at the Emirates.
Chelsea full strength can beat anyone on their day. Make no bones about that. And any home record where the team's unbeaten is there to be broken. Yeah. They have got some brilliant footballers who can win matches. We saw one tonight, the young lad Esteban. So, they're still in this because of their resilience and because of what they did tonight. They're still in it. Yes, Arsenal are favourites, of course they are, but they can have a bad night. It can be a sending off after 10 minutes, changes the game. Anything can happen when you're only one goal down. So I think he'll be quite buoyant after that, Liam Rossigny.
And it's the spirit as well that he can be really positive about, because going 3-1 down to Arsenal, many might think your heads are going to drop, but they didn't drop. They still went and kept going and going.
You're right, but the spirit and the good mentality mixed with quality. Because good spirit only gets you so far. The quality to play through the lines and get themselves in so many good positions. I think there's some young players there who will benefit from that tonight so much in terms of a football education and playing under a massive, massive audience worldwide, and here tonight, big crowd that haven't played in a game of that importance before, that turned up and showed that they're ready and they want a chance, and that's all you can ask as a manager.
Let's check in with the second Africa Cup of Nations semi-final. Are we any closer to